Namaste everyone. Welcome to my channel Ayurveda Samhita. This is Dr. Chaithra. In the last class, we discussed about paper 1. It was a quick revision. And once again, we will be doing a revision of paper 2 Padartha Vijnana this time. And the first topic is about Pariksha. And what exactly Pariksha is. So that's what you need to understand here. Pariksha, which is also termed as the Pramana, and they have given the meaning here. The sadhana or the means for attaining the knowledge is called by the name of Pariksha. Means we are reading about Chaturvida Parikshas here. And what exactly the definitions of Pariksha? Parikshate yatha buddhya sa parikshaha, the buddhi through which we do investigations, or by what we'll by using what we'll do investigations or examines. That's what we'll call it as Pariksha. Parikshate vyavasthapyate vastu swarupam anaya iti Pariksha, through which the real knowledge of the substances is obtained. That's what we'll call it as Pariksha. And they'll also name it as Pariksha and then the Pramana. According to Darshana, the tools for the examination, they'll say it as Pramana. But the Charaka mentioned both Pariksha and then the Pramanas togetherly. And Pariksha and Pramanas are synonyms according to the few commentators, that was especially Gangadhara. And Upalabdhi, Sadhanam, Jnanam, Pariksha, Pramhanam. So these are all the synonyms. These are all very important for MCQ. Once again, anything may come. And a few related to Darshana Shastra, like what is the importance of the Pariksha and all other things. They'll say like for the purpose of Jnana, and that too especially for Yathartha Jnana, we want to do the Pariksha of the few things. And regarding the Pramhana, so we have the definition and the Nirukti. So Nirukti of the Pramana, the pra here refers to prakrishta and Yathartha, that is continuous. And an here the Pramana, so that is an here refers to sadhana or the instrument. Thus the Pramana is the sadhana for attaining Yathartha Jnana. To gain any sorts of the knowledge, like what exactly the tools will use, that everything we call it as Pramana. And few will say Pramana and then Pariksha, they both are synonyms. But the coin term which is given in Charaka is both Pramana and then the Pariksha. But the Pramana is the term which is coined by Darshana. And the Pramayaha Karanam Pramhanam, the instrument for Prama, what sorts of tool we'll use for Yathartha Jnana, that's what we'll call it as Pramana. And Pramiyate Anena iti Pramana, through which the real knowledge is attained, is called as Pramana. Yathartha Anubhavaha Prama, Tat Sadhanam cha Pramanam. So Yathartha Anubhava is termed as Prama. Means the real knowledge is called as Prama. To get the real knowledge, what sadhana will use, that is called as Pramana. And Samyak Jnanam Pramhanam, the true knowledge, that is what we'll call it as Samyak Jnana. To get the Samyak Jnana, we want tools. So that tool is Pramana. Arthopalabdhihi etuhu Pramanam, the reason to attain the Jnana of any Vishayas, that's what we'll call it as Pramana. And next we have the Prama and then Prameya, Pramata, all other things. So the here Prama refers to Yathartha Jnana. Yathartha Anubhavaha Prama. The real knowledge is considered as Prama. And few other definitions are also there. So we can go through with. And Prama is of 4 types. Once again, MCQ. Pratyaksha, Anumiti, Upamiti and Shabdi. These are all 4 generally we'll consider as. And these 4 sadhanas like Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana and then Shabda. Means these type of Yathartha Jnanas, whatever they mentioned, are obtained through 4 sadhanas, tools. That's what Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Shabda means. Yathartha Jnana, the real knowledge is considered as Prama. To get that real knowledge, what tools will use? That is what we'll call it as Pramana. Next, Prameya. Yo artha pramiyate tat prameyam. The Vishayas for the Jnana or the subject, what exactly we are dealing with. So, or the object of understanding, that's what we'll call it as Prameya. Next, Pramatha. The person, or if you are reading and you are getting you are using a Pramana and you are getting a Prameya, then you, the particular person, will become a Pramata. Pramata is a person who gets the Jnana, is called as Pramata. The real knowledge, Prama, or the Prameya, Vishaya, is understood by person. So, that person who understands the knowledge, so that person is named as Pramata here. And this is very important, especially in paper 2. Enumeration of Pramana according to different darshanas or different authors. Like how many Pramanas they have accepted and all other things. So Charvaka Darshana, Pratyaksham Eva. So only Pratyaksha Pramana. Next, Vaisheshika, Bauddha and Jaina, it is Pratyaksha and Anumana, 2 Dvivida Pramanas. Next, Madhva and then Vedanta, Trivida Pramanas. And Sankhya, Yoga and Ramanuja, once again Trivida Pramanas. Nyaya, 4 Chaturvida Pramanas is given by Nyaya. Then Prabhakara Mimamsa, 5. Then Kumar Illabhatta and Advaita and Vedanta, they'll say 6. Then according to Pauranikas and Tantrika, it is 8 and 9 respectively. And by some Darshanikas, it is totally 10. It is very, very important for MCQs. And Pramanas in Ayurveda, like how many we accepted. So for that we have this. And Ayurveda considered this Pramana as a tool or the sadhana for gaining any sorts of knowledge. Parikshate yatha buddhya sa parikshaha. So buddhi through which we do investigations about the substances is considered as pariksha. Next, parikshate vyavasthapyate vastu swarupam anaya iti pariksha. So this we have seen earlier and the same thing. But this is important. What exactly the count of pramanas which is said in Ayurveda. So Chaturvida Pramanas, it is 4. Dvividhameva kalu sarvam satcha, you know. So it is one is sat and another one is asat. To understand this, tasya chaturvidaha pariksha tadhyata pratyaksham anumanam aptopadesham yuktischeti. So this is what the order which is given in sutra. And the same thing in Vivanasthana, they'll say Trividam kalu Roga Vishesha Vijnanam Bhavati. For the purpose of Roga Vishesha Vijnana, Tadyata, Aptopadesha, Pratyaksham, Anumanam Cheti. Only 3 here you'll say. So, according to Vimanasthana, the Pramanas are 3. According to Sutra, the Pramanas are 4. Next, subsudation of different Pramanas under 3 Pramanas. Here, what exactly you need to understand means, subsudation here refers to there are many Pramanas according to different Acharyas. Yes, no, there are 10 Pramanas also they have said. And now, subsudation here refers to including all these Pramanas under only 3 Pramanas. 3 Pramanas refers to this. Aptopadesha, Pratyaksha and Anumana. How all these Pramanas can be included under these 3 only. So that's what we'll call it as subsudation of different Pramanas under Trivida Pramana. That is Pratyaksha, Anumana and Aptopadesha. And they'll say like all other Pramanas are the having same that all those things will be coming from this particular 3 Pramanas. These Pramanas are important and these 3 Pramanas only essential, and you can add up all other things under subsudation. So for that purpose, whenever we can expect this subsudation of different Pramanas for SAQs, and along with other club questions like Pramana and all other things, they may ask what is subsudation of different Pramanas under Trivida Pramanas justify. So in that thing, Trivida Pramanas, what are they? Pratyaksha, Anumana and Aptopadesha, and what are all the Pramanas can be subsudated under these 3. So all those things. Here few points they had given, but the remaining points refer some other textbooks, and please make some content to write in the exams. Like Aitihya Pramana can be included under Shabda or Aptopadesha. This is the one point. Next, Arthapatti and Sambhava Pramanas are included under Anumana, and Upamana also included into Anumana. Then Abhava and Anupalabdhi can be included under Pratyaksha and Anumana. What you can do in exam means first you write all these things and then how this can be included here, give one example and explain. Next, Parishesha and Cheshta Pramanas are included under Pratyaksha only. Charaka himself merged Yukti Pramana into Anumana, saying that Anumano Khalu Tarko Yukta Apekshayaha. This is important. Next, thus the Pramanas are included under Pratyaksha, Aptopadesha and Anumana. So, how? All the Pramanas, they have said even 10 Pramanas, and all the 10 Pramanas, how you can substitute in only 3 Pramanas. That is what you need to write here, if at all, if the question is asked. And significance and importance of the Pramana. So here the few significance. First is how these Pramanas are helping you to do Pariksha. And what is Yathartha Jnana and what is Ayathartha Jnana is the next one. And how Yathartha Jnana is helpful in clinical teaching and also in research. And how Ayathartha Jnana is giving confusions in all the 3 different areas. And next, how the Pramanas are helping you to remove Ayathartha Jnana, that also you can write. And who is Pramata and who is Prameya, all other things you can write it here. And Tasya Chaturveda, some important shlokas are there related to this Pramana significance. Tasya Chaturveda Pariksha Pratyaksham Hanubanam Aptopadesham Yuktischeti. So when it is in Sutrasthana, they'll say the Vaidya should make use of all these Chaturveda Pramanas, and according to that, you should gain knowledge. Next, Pariksha Karino hi Kushala Bhavanti Vaidya should attain complete knowledge about Roga, Rogi and then Chikitsa, and Trivida Parikshas like Aptopadesha, Pratyaksha and Anumana. By the help of this, the person should understand the complete illness and its symptoms and the Chikitsas also. Next, the Vaidya should get the Roga Jnana based on these three. Next, Rogam Adav Parikshata Tatanantaram Aushadam. First, Rogam Adav. First and prior step is to understand the Roga and its Samprapti, and then comes like what exactly Aushada you need to write. And these are all few collective points you can read by yourself and write for, if at all, if the question is asked related to significance of pramana. Next point, aptopadesha. And aptopadesha, pariksha and then the pramana together. Trividha tu asmin jnana samudaye पूर्वम् आप्तोपदेशज्ञानं ततः प्रत्यक्षम् अनुमानाभ्यां परीक्षोपपद्यते. किं हि अनुपदिष्टं पूर्वं यत् यत् प्रत्यक्षम् अनुमानाभ्यां परीक्षमाणो विद्यात्. So here they are saying why Aptopadesha is explained first rather than the Pratyaksha and other pramanas. So for that, the word Aptopadesha, like generally it is Aptha and Upadesha, and that the Upadesha of the gurus. So that's what we'll call it as Aptopadesha. And Trivida Parikshas they have enlisted in like Samhitas. And the first we should perceive the knowledge through Aptopadesha Pariksha, means we should get trained by a guru first. And later on you can go through for Pratyaksha and then Anumana. So for that purpose, like we cannot attain the jnana through Pratyaksha and then Anumana without Aptopadesha. To say that we have this shloka. Sanskrit terms and their meaning is necessary. And the teachings are the Upadeshas which is given by Apta or a guru or a teacher. That's what we'll call it as Aptopadesha. That's the word meaning of it. And Aptopadesha Lakshana, you know, Aptopadesho Nama Aptavachanam. The vachanas or the wordings which is given by the guru. So that's what we'll call it as Aptopadesha. Next, Apta Avitharka Smriti Vibhagadi. So we have further classifications like they'll say like Apta is the person who have Avitarka Jnana, means you should not have doubt in its knowledge, and Smriti about the Vishayas, and you should have a good Smriti, and we can able to recollect what are all the things already have explained everything, like already have gained, no? So that knowledge you can able to put in the form of words and you can able to recollect all those things. Then who can differentiate Karya and Akarya among the Vishayas. So, and who is not affected by Preeti, like Preeti refers to Ragayar, Upatapa refers to Dvesha. So such things the person should not get affected. So such person, like those who are having all these qualities, and only such person can able to say like can able to be called as Apta. And the words of Matta, Unmatta, Murkha, Dushta, Vanchakas are not considered as a pramana. Means to be called it as an Apta, you want to have or you want to hold with Apta Lakshana. Then only you can call that person is Apta and his Vachana is Apta Vachana or Aptopadesha. But the person who is of Matta, Unmatta, Murkha, Dushta and Vanchaka, so such wordings or the person, the words of those persons will not be considered as Apta Vachana. Next, Lakshanas of Apta, very important one. We can expect Aptopadesha Pramana for SEQs. Rajastamobhyam nirmuktam tapojnana balenaye esham trikhalam mamalam jnanam avyahatam sadha aptashishta vibuddhaste tesham vakyam asamshayam satyam vakshanti te kasmat asatyam nirajastamaha. So these are all Apta Lakshana. Hope everyone bahated this shloka. And here they are saying like those who are devoid of Rajas and then Tamas, and this is all considered as Manodoshas, whose knowledge is like Tapojnanam Balena Esham Trikhalam Mamalam Jnanam, means he should be an Trikhala Jnani, and he should gain the knowledge through Trapojnanas also, and Tapojnana Bala should be more, are considered as Aptas. And they are also called as Shishta and Vibuddha. This is important for MCQs. Shishta and Vibuddha are synonyms of dash 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 dash. So for that you need to remember, because and they can able to see Karya and then Akaryas, and they can able to see what is Yathartha and Ayathartha, and they are devoid of Rajas and Tamas. Such persons will be termed as Apta. And Aptastu Yathartha Vaktha. The Apta is one who tells the Vishayas, and Vishayas as it is, means how exactly read or understood. In the similar manner you should make others to understand, no? So such person will be considered as Apta. Next, Yatharthadarshi Nirdhoshascha Aptho Bhavati. So who attains the Yathartha Jnana and is Dosha Rahita. So such person will be called as Apta. And Apta knows the Tattva or the meaningful true concepts. Only such person can be termed as Apta. And there are few other definitions also. You can read all those things. And next question comes like, what is Aptopadesha and Shabda? They are one and same or different. So for that purpose, we have this. And few will say Shabda Pramana instead of Aptopadesha. And few will say Aptopadesha and Shabdas, they both are same. So what is Shabda and what is its Lakshana and Vedas, they have said here. So according to Tarka Sangraha, Aptavakyam Shabdaha. So they'll say like, whatever the words which is uttered by Apta, that everything can be considered as Shabda, means Apta Vachanam, that equals to Shabda. Vakya is Padasamuha. And the Vakya pronounced by Apta is having a Shakti to exhibit its meaning, means you can read all the textbooks and gain a knowledge. But if a guru is teaching you, then it is entirely a different thing. You can able to understand each and every word. So that's what they are saying. The word which is having a Shakti to communicate the right knowledge to an Shishya. So that's what we'll call it as Apta Vakya or Shabda. Next, Aptopadesha Shabdastu Dvividaha Paramhapta Brahmadi Pranitaha Tatha Laukikapta Pranitascha. So Shabda of Paramatma is like Brahma. That is Alaukika Shabda and is always Satya. So here they are saying about the classifications. Aptopadesha Shabda we can divide into two varieties. So one is Paramapta Shabda, that is Alaukika, and Laukikapta like Rishis and all other things comes for second category. And they are Nirdoshatva, and this Ayurveda Samhita and their Siddhantas are always Nitya. Why means we have this Brahmadi Pranita. So for that purpose. Next one, Charaka says the Shabda is of four types. So Shabdho Nama, Varna Samhamnayaha, Sat Chaturvidaha, Drishtartha, Adrishtartha, Satya and Anrita. This is important once again. So what is Drishtartha, Adrishtartha, Satya and then Anrita? So for that we have a definition here. So if the meaning of the Shabda is perceived through Pratyaksha Pramana, then such Shabda is Drishtartha, means something you see and then you can appreciate it. So that's what we'll call it as Drishtartha. And next, Adrishtartha. So the Shabdas whose meaning is obtained through Anumana Pramana, means there is no role of Pratyaksha here. So only role of Anumana. So that's what we'll call it as Adrishtartha. Example, Punarjanma and Moksha they had given. You have not experienced, you have not seen, but you know about this and your Anumana plays very good role here. And Satya, the facts which are true are real. That's what we'll call it as Satya. And Anritha, that which is false or opposite to Satya. So that's what we'll call it as Anritha or the lies. So such things. And Utpatti Bedha of Shabda is of two types again. So one is Dvanyatmaka. It is based on Utpatti, how it is formed. Shabda is nothing but waves, no. So our Shabda is nothing but the something, the sound. And what variety? Based on Utpatti, how it is generated. One is Dvanyatmaka and another one is Varnatmaka. So here Dvanyatmaka refers to like any sorts of the Dvani which you have through musical instruments. So that's what we'll call it as Dvanyatmaka. And Varnatmaka means now what I'm talking now. So by combining the words and sentences and alphabets, so that's what you'll call it as Varnas. Through uttering the Varnas, what exactly sounds you will get, that's what we'll call it as Varnatmaka Shabda. And the next one is Shabda Vritti and Shabdhartha Bodhaka Vritti. Actually, Shabda Vritti and Shabdhartha Bodhaka Vritti may come for 5 marks. That is like SAQs. And the another one is the Vakyartha Jnanayetu, once again for 5 marks. And sometimes the combinations of questions may even come for long essay also. And Shakti Grahayetu, so all the important factors are there. So we'll go for Shabdhartha Bodhaka Vrittis. So here, what exactly Shabdhartha Bodhaka Vrittis? So through which what exactly meaning we will get. So that's what they have said, Shabdhartha Bodhaka Vritti. Means there are few Shabdas, but Artha of it you need to get. No. Through what you will get Shabdarthas, that's what we'll call it as Shabdhartha Bodhaka Vrittis. So Shabdha Vrittis, these are the four varieties. So one is Abhidha Vritti, Lakshana Vritti, Vyanjana Vritti and then Tatparyakya Vritti. We'll go for first one. Abhidha Vritti. Abhidiyate yaha sa abhidha. So this gives the meaning of Shabda as it is directly. Means when you see that, you will get a direct perception or direct meaning of it. So that's what we'll call it as Abhidha Vritti. And they are further divided into three types. One is These are considered as Sartaka Shabdas. That's what Ruda, Yogika and Yoga Ruda Shabda. And Ruda, Yogika and then Yoga Ruda Shabda with examples you can read by yourself. We'll move on to next one. And Lakshana Vritti is such that which gives secondary meaning of that particular Shabda. Means when you hear that particular Shabda, so if you go for the Shabdartha, direct meaning you will get, that's what we'll call it as Habida. And now the question of secondary meaning, that is Lakshana Vritti. What exactly the Lakshana of it we'll call, no? So that's one we'll call it as Shabda. Or instead of Mukhyartha is Lakshana Vritti. Means the main Artha compared to that, like we have a secondary meaning of it. So like Ganga, I am Gosha. So in that, like we can't say that in the Ganga that house is there, no. So we can say like the house is near the banks of Ganga, no? So that's what they meant to say here. Next, Vyanjana Vritti. Here Vyanjana refers to Vyangyartha. Means it's not like insulting or anything. You can take it like the Shabdas which is neither the Lakshana nor Abhidha. Means Vyanjana means like there are some words by uttering that you will get tertiary meaning, you can understand, or the something which is very tauntful, or the something by listening to that you will get the main purpose. So such things like Shabdhi is considered as donkey. Yes, no. So here the donkey refers to the person who is not donkey, but the person who is and murka just like a donkey. So for that purpose, this Vyanjana is refers to Vyangyartha. So there is a twist in Mukhyartha and Lakshyartha. Means it is neither Lakshana nor Abhidha, but it can be like something which is of very different one. And Tatparya Vritti is when you know the deeper meaning of all those things or the hidden meaning. So whose meaning cannot be understood either by Abhidha or Lakshana or by Vyanjana Vritti. So such things we'll call it as Tatparya. Tatparya here means for that particular context, the meaning of that particular word also varies, no? So that's what we'll call it as contextual meaning or Tatparya. What exactly the Tatparya of the word you have spoke means something hidden words or hidden meanings. So like Saindhavam Anaya. So here Saindhava word is Tatparya for the situation, that is context. So in the similar manner, like there is an example you can go through. Next, Vakya Swarupa or Vakyartha Jnana Hetu. So the Vakya is the combinations of the padas. You know, when the many words like combines, it can be termed as sentence. So in the similar manner, finally, what is the use of framing a sentence to get a final meaning or to get a clear-cut meaning? Here, Pada Samoha is considered as the Vakya or the joining of the words, and then you are getting a meaning. That's what we'll call it as Vakyartha. Or Vakyartha Jnana Hetu refers to like what is right combination of the words, what is wrong combination of the words. When you combine the words, how exactly it should be, and when you are like combination of the words is wrong, what it is called as. So all those things we have in Vakyartha Jnana Hetus. First one, among that, they have mentioned 3 Vakyartha Jnana Hetus. One is Akanksha, Yogyatha and Sannidhi. First one, Akanksha means the Vakya contains many padas. You know, the sentence will be having a pada, but here many padas. One pada in the Vakya cannot convey the meaning in the absence of other pada. Means here the words are there and all the words are interlinked. And if only one pada is separated, the entire sentence meaning will be gone. So that's what we'll call it as Akanksha. They had given the example Ayuhu Vedayati iti Ayurvedaha. So here individual pada cannot convey the meaning, but when you rejoin and when you combine, yes, you can get a good meaning. So that's what we'll call it as Akanksha. Next, Yogyatha. Arthabhada Yogyatha. There should not be any sorts of obstruction in the sentence. Free flow of the word should be there. So that's what we'll call it as Yogyatha. The Vakya becomes Sartaka only when there is no obstruction. There should not be any sorts of obstruction. Suppose if you say something and later on like you are giving a big pause and once again you are saying some other things. No, you will not get that. Means here it's not about a continuity. It's about pada prayojana. Which pada you are using there. And according to that, the Yogyata defines. Next, Sannidhi. Here comes the spacing. Like how much pause you are giving while uttering that particular sentence, all other things comes here. So when the pada in the Vakya are pronounced without delaying in between. So there should not be any delay, or there should not be any pause or time gap between two particular words which you uttered. So that's what we'll call it as Sannidhi. And Vakya becomes Sartaka, and this property of Vilambarahita Ucharana, very important, underline for MCQ, Vilambarahita Ucharana is called as Sannidhi. And here, Vakya, Ayurveda iti Ayurveda, they had given. If you delay Ayurveda, next Ayurveda, then what is the meaning of it? Yes, no? So for that purpose, they are saying this. Next, Shakti Grahayetu, another important concept under Shabda or Aptopadesha. So here, Shakti Grahayetu, there are total, like how many are there, means 8 Shakti Grahayetus. Shabda or Vakya arranged properly gives the meaning. You know this concept. The power of that particular Shabda or Vakya to express the meaning is called as Shakti Graha. Means what is that Shakti Pada there which is giving correct meaning. So that's what we'll call it as Shakti Grahayetu. So there are a total 8 Shaktis which you can enlist in a sentence. Suppose if all these Shaktis are there in that particular sentence, then that sentence is considered as the best one to get a meaning. Yes, no? So for that purpose they are saying here. Means the factors which gives power for that sentence, that's what we'll call it as Shakti Grahayetus. So likewise we have an 8 factors. What are those 8 factors? First one, Vyakarana. Next, Upamana, Kosha, Aptavakya, Vyavahara, Vakyashesha, Vivritti, Siddhapada and Sannidhya. So these are all the collective points which they have said under Shakti Grahayetu. We'll go for one by one in detail. First one is Vyakarana. What is Vyakarana? Vyakarana is nothing but like when you have all this Sandhi, Samasa, Vibhakti and then Shabdas properly arranged, when the Ucharana of such things is there, then you will get the meaning clearly. Yes, no? So there is a difference between Patati and then Patami. So in the similar manner, they have said this. What is Pratyaya and what is Vibhakti and where exactly you need to utter this and where exactly you are not. To decide that we have a Vyakarana. If the Vyakarana is right, you will get the meaning of entire sentence in a right way. Next, Upamana. Upamana means Prasiddha Vastu, resemblance between the word which you want to convey and the word which is there somewhere, or while explaining like any sorts of the meaning. We'll take an examples of many things. Yes, no? Or similes of many things. So that's what we'll call it as Upamana. Next, Kosha. Kosha refers to dictionary. So, and dictionary meaning refers to either Nirukti or the Lakshana of that particular sentence or the word. So that gives power for that particular sentence. Next, Aptavakya. Suppose if the words are uttered by Apta, then he have and the greater power of conveying all those things. No? So that's what we'll call it as Aptavakya. Next, Vyavahara. Vyavahara means routine or the activities. Like every day you will be using that book language and then the speaking language is entirely different. So that's what we'll call it as Vyavahara. For the purpose of Vyavahara or communication, like what exactly the wordings you use, that also gives power for the some sorts of sentences. Next, Vakyashesha. When some words are missing and still you are going to get in some knowledge. Best is Mamsa Rasa, you know, no? So when it is uttered Rasa, you can consider it as Mercury, or Rasa is Shad Rasa. But when it is of Mamsa Rasa or in the context, according to that, if any word is missed, then you can able to understand it in clearly. Like if the word is missed, you can rearrange it and you can read. So that's what we'll call it as Vakya Shesha. Next, Vivritti or Vivarana. Here the description or interpretation will call it as interpretation of that particular Shabda or Vakya gives the meaning. Means the description of that particular sentence or the word in detail. Like Chikitsati refers to Chikitsam Karothi. So that's what they have said for Vivritti and Vivarana. Next, Siddha Pada Sannidhya. So proximity or closeness of the things which is related to Shabda or Vakya gives the meaning of that particular sentence or Vakya. This is called as Siddhapada Sannidhya. Example, Sahakare Madhuni Pibati. So here they have said when used a proximity of the common Shabda gives the meaning easily. So means whenever the proximity in a word it is used, then it is very easy to understand that particular thing. So that's what they said. Here Sakara Madhuni Pibati means that which drinks madhu in mango flower is near to like Sakara, the mango flower. Means the Vakya here they are directly correlating it for B or Brahmara. means that which creates the honey. So to say that we have this entire sentence. So in this, which one is Siddhapada Sanidhya means all these things. Yes, no? So for that purpose, they have said Siddhapada Sanidhya. Means the proximity or closeness of the things. Means it is not like hint, but you are nearer to an something which is very powerful word. So for that's what we'll call it as Siddhapada Sanidhya. Next one, practical significance or applications or importance of Aptopadesha Pariksha in Ayurveda. Here, Aptopadesha Pariksha Bhavas are given. So, this Aptopadesha Pariksha Bhavas are very important for MCQs and even in examinations. For long essay, they may ask like Aptopadesha, Lakshana, Aptalakshanas, and importance of Aptopadesha with like Aptopadesha Vishyas. Yes, no? So, for that purpose, you need to remember all these things like Evam Prakopanam and all such things. And whenever they have asked any sorts of importance of the Pramana, first starts with what is Pramana, then what is the importance of this Pramana Pariksha, and next one, what is Aptopadesha and its definition, and what is Chaturveda Parikshas or Chaturveda Pramanas, and what is Aptha, and why Aptopadesha is first, and what is its significance, and by help like making use of this Aptopadesha Pramana, what exactly like we can able to understand. And as we are reading a Chikitsa Shastra, so we want some guru to narrate and say us all the things. When guru says, it becomes very easy, and the experience of your own, it is very late, but experience of others, when you listen, then it will become very the clarity one. So for that purpose, this Aptopadesha stands first among all other pramanas, and here they have mentioned few other things. So related to this is Aptopadesha Vishayas, and this Aptopadesha Vishayas or Aptopadesha Pariksha Bhavas you need to understand, and you need to read this. Just give one single read and you will get to know what is the importance of all these things. Next topic is Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha here refers to direct perception, and the word Pratyaksha is derived from the Prati and Aksham. So Prati Akshno, that refers to like what exactly you see through your eyes, only such things will be believed or only such things will be examined. So that's what we'll call it as Pratyaksha. And Aksham this shloka everyone had bahated. And the next one, Indriyata Sannikarsha Janya Jnanam Pratyaksham. Through Indriya Sannikarsha, what exactly the knowledge we are going to get. So that's what we'll call it as Pratyaksha Pramana. Indriya Janya Jnanam Pratyaksham. Through Indriya, what sorts of knowledge we'll get by Sannikarsha. So that's what we'll call it as Pratyaksha. Atmendriya Mano Arthanam Sannikarshat Pravartate Vyaktatadhatve Ya Buddhi Pratyaksha Sa Nigadyate. The buddhi or the knowledge perceived by Sannikarsha of Atma, Indriya, Mana and their Vishayas, that's what we'll call it as Pratyaksha. And the classification of Pratyaksha is important and the most expected question for LAQ and even for SAQs. So Pratyaksha Vedas. So there are total 5 types and there are more other types also they have enlisted. So let's see what exactly it is. Broadly this Pratyaksha can be classified into 2. One is Savikalpaka and then Nirvikalpaka. So Nirvikalpaka Pratyaksha is Nishprakaraka Jnana and Savikalpaka Pratyaksha is Saprakaraka Jnana. So what is Nirvikalpaka or Nishprakaraka Jnana? Here that which is not clear perception. So that's what we'll call it as Nishprakaraka. That which is of absolute or apt perception, that's what we'll call it as Savikalpaka. And Savikalpaka Pratyaksha, again it is classified into 2 types. One is Laukika Pratyaksha and another one is Alaukika Pratyaksha. And now the Laukika Pratyaksha is a Pratyaksha which is obtained by Indriya and then Indriya Artha Sannikarsha. Means the Indriyas getting combined with the Indriya Artha and then we are getting a knowledge. And these are again of 2 types, Bahya, that is Laukika Pratyaksha, and Abhyantara Laukika Pratyaksha. And what is Bahya Laukika Pratyaksha? The Sannikarsha of Pancha Jnanendriyas with their respective Vishayas. So totally it can be of 5 different types like Chakshusha, Shrotra, Grana, Rasana and then Tvaka. And the next one, Shabdhastu Indriya Pratyaksha, this we have read already. And Abhyantara Laukika Pratyaksha means the Sannikarsha of Manas is also existing. That's what we'll call it as Abhyantara Laukika. And Alaukika Pratyaksha refers to the perception of extraordinary knowledge. That's something which you can't able to say it is Laukika. That is what Alaukika, which stand different than ordinary direct perception. It is of three types. One is Samanya Lakshana Pratyasatti. This type of Pratyaksha is complete knowledge of Vishayas obtained by Pratyaksha of one part of that Vishayas. Means by getting a Pratyaksha Jnana of the cow, we also understand entire groups of the cow. So that's what called as like Alaukika Pratyaksha. And Jnana Lakshana Pratyasatti, here Samanya Lakshana Pratyasatti means all the cow might be similar. This comes under Gotva like Jati, but still the different cows will be there, no? So that's what we'll call it as Samanya Lakshana Pratyasatti. Next, Jnana Lakshana Pratyasatti. Due to previous Jnana, you have seen the snake earlier and that's why you can able to recognize the snake now. So that's what we'll call it as Jnana Lakshana Pratyasatti. And Yogaja, this type of Pratyaksha happens only in yogis. And this is what we'll call it as Divya Drishti or extraordinary perceptions of the senses. So it is of two types. One is Yukta and Yunjana. Yukta refers to the yogis externally without attaining Samadhi, and Yunjana is after attaining the Samadhi. And this flowchart is important for exam. So as I said, Pratyaksha is Savikalpaka and Nirvikalpaka. Sat Prakaraka Jnanam, Nishprakaraka Jnanam, which is clear, which is not clear. And again it is divided into Laukika and Alaukika. In Laukika, Bahya and Abhyantara Laukika, and Alaukika, Samanya Lakshana, Jnana Lakshana and Yogaja Lakshana. Yogaja Lakshana is Yukta and Yunjana, and Bahya is 5 types and Abhyantara is one particular type. So this is what you need to remember. And next is the different unique concept of Pratyaksha, that is Sannikarsha. The once again most expected for LCAQ and also for MCQs. Sannikarsho nama sambandha, the relationship or that which is coming in contact with or conjugation, that's what we'll call it as Sannikarsha. And here what Sannikarsha we are talking about? Indriya, Indriyartha, Atma and Manas. So this combination, that's what we'll call it as Sannikarsha. So you have read this in Indriyartha Sannikarshas, no? So like you have read this under the context of Manas also. So all those things. Total, what is the number? This is important for MCQ. Total there are 6 types. So one is Samyoga Sannikarsha, Samyukta Samvaya Sannikarsha, Samyukta Samaveta Samvaya Sannikarsha, Samavaya Sannikarsha, Samaveta Samvaya Sannikarsha, and Visheshena Visheshya Bhava Sannikarsha. So we'll go one by one. So first one, Samyoga Sannikarsha. So there should be a combination. So here Samyoga refers to which can be separated. Samvaya refers to which is inseparable. So here Chakshu with Gata, I am going for classical example, causing the Pratyaksha Jnana of Gata is called as Samyoga Sannikarsha. Means there is one object called pencil here, and now my eyes comes in contact with this pencil and I can able to identify this is pencil. That's what we'll call it as Samyoga Sannikarsha. Yes, no? And the same Samyukta Samavaya Sannikarsha. Here Sannikarsha during the perception of Gata Swarupa Pratyaksha is Samyukta Samvaya Sannikarsha. Means Chakshurendriya and Gata have Samyoga Sambandha. The Gata and Gata Rupa are in Samavaya Sambandha. And here how you can understand means Samyukta Samvaya Sannikarsha. Here Samyoga is there. My eyes got in contact with this pencil and I can able to say this is pencil. And now why it is called as pencil? Because it is having a Swarupa of the same. Yes, no? And Swarupa of the pencil with the pencil, that's what we'll call it as Samyukta Samvaya Sannikarsha. And next is Samyukta Samaveta Samavaya Sannikarsha. The Sannikarsha which occur during the perception of Rupatva Jati is Samyukta Samaveta Samvaya Sannikarsha. Here Gata is Samyoga Sannikarsha, Gata Rupa is Samavaya Sambandha, Gata Rupa with Rupatva Jati is again Samvaya Sambandha. I had taken the example of pencil, no, same example I will take. And first one, Samyoga Sannikarsha, my eyes comes in contact with this and now I can able to recognize this is pencil. Why I recognize? This was looking like a pencil. That's why I recognize. That's what we'll call it as Samyukta Samvaya Sannikarsha. When? Why did I call this as pencil? Because all other pencils which I have seen, that everything have same lakshanas. Yes, no? So that's why this can be like Samyukta Samveta Samvaya Sannikarsha. And now Samavaya Sannikarsha. Samavaya means you know inseparable relation. The process of perception of Shabda by Shrotrendriya is through Samvaya Sannikarsha. The Akasha inside the Karana or Shrotrendriya and the Shabda is Akasha Gunaka. The Guna and then Guni are in Samvaya Sambandha and Sannikarsha between Shabda and Shrotrendriya is Samvaya Sannikasha. Here they are taking a different example. So what is Samvaya Sannikasha means? That combination cannot be separated at all. So that is what we'll call it as Guna and then Guni Sambandha. So this Guna and then Guni Sambandha itself is called as Samvaya. Here they are saying Shabda and Shrotrendriya. So Shabda can only be Samvaya with Shrotra. So this thing will be called as Sannikarsha here, Samvaya Sannikarsha, that which is very difficult to separate. You can't separate Shabda from Shrotra. Whichever the Shabda is, you will hear through Shrotra, no? So that's what they meant to say. Next, Samaveta Samavaya Sannikarsha. The Sannikarsha between Shrotrendriya with Shabdatva is Samaveta Samvaya Sannikarsha. The Shrotrendriya and Shabda have Samavaya Sambandha. Shabda as Shabdatva in Samvaya Sambandha. Hence, Sambandha in the perception of Shabdatva is Samveta Samvaya. Means, here Samveta Samvaya Sannikarsha refers to Shabda is being Shabda. Shrotra is being Shrotrendriya. So that's what we'll call it as Samaveda Samvaya Sannikasha. Means through Shrotra, you can able to hear the Shabda because of its Shabdatva. And why you are hearing the words or why you are hearing means like that is what the Shabda. And why Shabda you can make like your Shrotrendriya, why it is doing Grahya of the Shabda because of Shabdatva. And Visheshena Visheshya Bhava Sannikarsha. Abhava Pratyaksha Visheshena Visheshya Bhava Sannikarsha. Sannikarsha is conjugation which occurs during perception of Abhava. Is Visheshena Visheshya Bhava means pencil is there here and I am coming in contact with this, my eye is coming in contact with this and I will say the pencil is existing. That's what Samyoga Sannikasha. And now the pencil is not there. And I can say the pencil was here and now it is not present. So that's what we'll call it as Visheshena Visheshya Bhava Sannikarsha. Means the perception of abhava or something which is not existing, you can able to say it. So that's what we'll call it as Visheshya Bhava Sannikarsha. And next concept, Indriya Prapyakaritva. What is Indriya Prapyakaritva means? How exactly Indriya will gain the knowledge or how the Indriya is getting Jnana. So for this best answer is Sannikarsha. So how the Sannikarsha is happening? Atma Manasa Samyajate. First Atma combines with Manas. Manam Indriyena. It combines with Indriya. Indriyam Artena. Indriya Arthas, it combines Tato Jnanotpattihi. So that is how Jnana is getting Utpatti. So in detail about all these things they have said. So that's what we'll call it as Indriya and Indriya Sannikarsha. You can call it as Ubhayendriya and Jnanendriya combinations and how we are getting. So that's what knowledge, that's what we'll call it as Prapyakaritva. Prapya means how it attains the means to get a knowledge and how the knowledge is perceived by you. So all those things is Indriya Prapyakaritva. And next is concept of Indriya. This we have read in paper 1 also, like under the heading of the Indriyas like Ayu and its components. And what is Indriya? Yes, there are possibility of asking in paper 2 for small answered questions, SAQ. So Indrasya Lingam Indriyam. The Lakshana of Indra or Atma is Indriya. The means through which Atma attains Jnana is Indriya. We have said like Jnanadikaranam Sadhanam or Jnanadikaranam Atmam. No. So and now for Jnanadikarana, which one is Sadhana? Indriya is Sadhana. Indriya is a tool to gain knowledge. So next classification of Indriya, Jnanendriya and Karmendriya and total Ekadasha Indriyas, one Ubhayendriya, that's what we'll call it as Manas, same thing they have said here. Jnanendriya, Karmendriya and Mana is called Ubhayendriya, and so there are total 3 types of Indriyas. Next, what is Jnanendriya? Jnanendriyas are 5 in number, you know what exactly, and Karmendriyas are also 5 in number, and what exactly the functions are, like the karma of all those things, that also important for MCQs, and same applies for Jnanendriya. And what is Ubhayendriya and why we are calling Ubhayendriya? What is dualism or what is dual nature of mind? That all things comes here. Next, Pancha Panchakas. Here, Pancha Panchakas means you have read in Charaka Samhita, Indriyopakramaniya, and the same Pancha Panchakas applies here. Iha kalu Panchendriyani, Panchendriya Dravyani, Panchendriyani, Panchendriyas, you need to remember. Next, Panchendriya Dravyas. Next, Panchendriya Adhishtana. Where exactly Indriya Adhishtana is there? Panchendriya Arthas. What exactly Artha? Next, Panchendriya Buddhi. What sorts of knowledge you are going to get? So that's all together. This table This is important for exam once again, for MCQs and also for SAQs. And Mahabhuta's predominance for each Indriya. Shrotrendriya is Akasha, Twagindriya, Vayu, Chakshurendriya is Tejas, Rasanendriya is for Jala, and Granendriya is for Prithvi. This is also important for MCQ. Don't think that paper 1 they won't ask in paper 2, they will ask, because Indriya concept is there here. And there only little we have read. So for that purpose, you need to read Indriyas. Next, Trayodasha Karanas. What are Trayodasha Karanas? Here, Karana refers to sadhanas, or the tools, the means to attain the jnana. So that's what the Karana. And Ayurveda have 13 Karanas for Srushti Utpatti. Even for gaining the jnana about Srushti Utpatti, we have 13. So what are they? So here they have said, first one, Trayodasha Karanas are Buddhi, Ahankara, Mana, Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas. And out of this 13, the Buddhi and then Ahankara and Mana are considered as Antakaranas. And remaining 10 are Bahya Karanas. This is important. What is Antakarana and what is Bahya Karana? Antakarana is Buddhi, Ahankara and Mana. And Bahya Karanas are 10. The different one, like Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas. And next one, Pratyaksha Anupalabdhi Karana. So Pratyaksha Anupalabdhi Karana is also called as Pratyaksha Bhadaka Bhavas. Or Pratyaksha Bhadakara Bhavas, both are right. And here Pratyaksha Anupalabdhi Karanas means what inherits the knowledge of Pratyaksha, or by what you can't able to get Pratyaksha Jnana. So for that they have mentioned all these things. So, or you can understand like Vishaya is not obtained by some cause, and why Pratyaksha is not acting. So that's what they have said here, and they have explained total 8. Means Pratyaksha is nothing but to see something and to gain a knowledge. And the same thing here, Pratyaksha Anupalabdhi Karan refers to, there was a pencil here and my eyes comes in contact with this and I can able to see. Suppose if I keep this too close, then I can't able to see where exactly the pencil is. Yes, no. So I can see all the blurred images, and the same pencil is kept far away, then I can't able to see. I can able to say like something is existing, but whether it is pencil or pen, no, I can't able to say. So such things will be termed as Anupalabdhi Karanas. So likewise, we have total 8 Karanas. That is what we'll name it as Pratyaksha Anupalabdhi Karana or Pratyaksha Badaka Bhavas. Here is the shloka. This is very important for exam, for small answer questions, and even for MCQ. They may give any sorts of example and they may ask you like which Badaka Bhavas or which Anupalabdhi Karana was existing here. So for that purpose, the practicality of all these things is quite important. First one, Ati Sannikarsha, skipping the object very near. So that's what very difficult to see. So first thing they have said, the Anjana, which is applied to your eye, cannot be seen by that particular eye. Others can see, not you. Only in mirror you can. So Ati Viprakrishta, so something which is kept far away, like bird flying in very distant place. You can able to see this is bird, but you can't able to see which one. No. Next, Avarana, so something which is covered and you can't able to see. The ball kept inside the box cannot be seen from outside. Next, Karana Dhorbalya, if the Indriya is debilitated, like you have an hearing loss or you don't have like you have a refractive error, in such condition you can see. That's what we'll call it as Karana Daurbalya. Sorry, it's not Karana, it is Karana Daurbalya. Next, Mano Anavasthanat, when you have kept your mind somewhere and you are not concentrating or not focusing, then obviously you can't even see, even though it is near also you can't see. So that's what we'll call it as Mano Anavasthanat. Next, we can't listen the words told when we're doing some other work. Best example. Next, Samana Bihara. Samana Bihara means when you have the another similar things, then you can't able to identify which one is yours. No, so like that. If we mix one green gram in the heap of another green gram, you can't able to separate which one you have added. There's no so similarity. When too much similar is there, like they will say no, identify the hidden object. So in that the same similarity will be, or identify the difference in two this one two pictures. So all those things. That's what Samana Bihara. Next, Abhibhava. So when substance is defeated by a powerful substances, the knowledge of weaker substances cannot be obtained. That is Abhibhava. So here they had given an example. During daytime, like you can able to see only sunlight, but the stars we can't able to. Yes, no. So that is what we'll call it as abhibhava. When something powerful, then weaker people power cannot be run there. So that's what they have said here. Next, ati saukshmya, too minute for your eyes, like microorganisms. So that is very difficult to identify. So these are all ashtakaranas of pratyaksha bhadakarani. And so what is the limitations of pratyaksha? That also you need to, because you can use that answers in significance. And how to enhance or how to remove this pratyaksha bhadaka by the help of some object or any other things, that also they had given here. You can read by yourself. Next, necessity of other pramanas in addition to pratyaksha. So best shloka in entire Padartha Vijnana textbook is this: pratyaksham hi alpam analpam apratyksham ithi. What exactly we see, it is very minimal. What we can't see, it is huge or many. So this is what one of the limitation of pratyaksha, or why over the pratyaksha we need other pramanas also. So for that purpose this helps, and there are few practical application enlisted here. You can read by yourself, and by this time you are well versed with what is the importance of pratyaksha and all other things. Just read out with few things, and here you can take help of indriyas like jnanendriyas and the perception, and you can give some examples. Suppose when the person is having a skin disease and there is a lesion, and now you will see it through pratyaksha. Yes, no, where your like eyes are coming in contact with. And next, suppose the same thing, if the something was there and there was worm crawling over that, and there is some sort of smell, and now grana comes. Yes, no, and something like which is having any sorts of the sound or the joint movements and all other things, yes, that comes where your shrotra. So such a things, you can take one example and you can enlist. So here we have come to an end of pratyaksha, and next we need to start with anumana, the second important topic in paper 2. Anumana, pramana, or the pariksha. So anumana here is not a doubt. Anumana is always an inferential knowledge, and this anumana comes after the pratyaksha. So that's why we have this anu plus mana, and mana here refers to jnana and anu refers to paschat. Paschat means afterwards, after the pratyaksha. What sorts of knowledge we'll get, that's what we'll call it as anumana. And nirukti, anupaschat niyate jnayate anena iti anumanam. Here anupaschad, paschad refers to after pratyaksha. What sorts of inference knowledge we got, that's what we can name it as anumana. And there are few other definitions also. I'll just go for the few. Anumiti karanam anumanam, so the sadhana for anumiti, so that's what we'll call it as anumana. And anumana kalu tarko yukta apekshayaha, so anumana is tarka and then yukti and apeksha. And there are few technical terms related to anumana. This is important. Anumithi is one of the types, 4 types of prama, and anumiti jnana, so that gives anumana. Next, paramarsha janya jnanam anumitihi, so jnana obtained or originated by like ascertaining the anumiti, so or by considering the anumiti. And anumiti karanam anumanam, anumana is the sadhana to get any sorts of knowledge, but after pratyaksha. Next, paramarsha. Paramarsha is vyapti vishishta pakshadharmata jnana paramarsha. Hope everyone have highlighted the shloka. Here, the vyapti is universal coexistence of hetu and sadhya. By this knowledge of specific coexistence, you are going to gain. So that's what we'll call it as paramarsha. Next is vyapti. Vyapti, you know, etra etra duma, tatra tatra vannihi. So sahacharya niyamo vyaptihi, the place exactly. And hetu, यस्य ज्ञानेन पक्षे साध्यस्य सिद्धिः भवति स हेतुः. Hetu means the things, by the help of this hetu, the things to be proven is proved. Next, sadhya. Sadhya is sadhaniyam yattat sadhyam, that which is to be proved is sadhya. Next, where exactly the place where the sadhya is to be proved is paksha. Parvata itself is considered as paksha. And here sapaksha and the vipaksha is important. Sapaksha means the place where sadhya is definitely existing. That's what we'll call it as sapaksha. Vipaksha means where it is not existing. Which one? Sadhya. And dushtanta is an example. So dushtanto nama etra murkha vidusha buddhi samyo yo varnyo varneti means, so even the murkha should understand in such a way. You should set your examples related to anumana. Next, anumana bheda. Charakokta anumana bheda is one of the important for SAQ. LAQ, all other things. And even for MCQ, what is the total number? They may ask. Pratyaksha purvam trividam trikhalam cha anumiyate vanhir niguda dhumena maithunam garbhadarshanam. Very important shloka. So, pratyaksham purvam trividam trikhalam. After pratyaksha, so what exactly the knowledge we have, that is what anumana. And they had given the example, vanhir niguda dhumena. When you see dhuma, then you can able to identify vanhi. And this anumana, charakokta anumana, is of three types. First is karyat karana anumana, karanat karya anumana, samanyato drushta or samanyato darshanat anumana. Karyat karana anumana means by the karya you can able to think about, or you can able to infer about karana. So that's what we'll call it as karyat karananumana, from the karya to the karana. And Maithunat Garbhadarshanam is the example for karyat karananumana. And next, karanat karyanumana means like the first you will see the karana and then you will think about the karya. Bijat, anugata, phalan, vriksha. So when you see about the bija, then you will get to know what sorts of vriksha it gives. And it's of two types, karya karana sambandha between the hetu and then sadhya. And samanyato darshanat anumana. So here samanato darshanat anumana means they had given karya karana sambandha between hetu and sadhya. This is important. And one here nigudo dhumena. Dhuma is present in Parvata. The inference of unseen Agni is present in the in that moment itself. So that's what we'll call it as samanyato darshanat anumana. Means in a kitchen, in Mahanasa, you will see especially in kitchen, you will see vanhi, but you can't able to see dhuma. Yes, no. But wherever the vanhi is there, there will be wherever dhuma is there will be existence of vanhi. And the same thing you can apply here. So that's what samanyato darshanat. The same samhanat. So you have an darshana. Means sadhya and hetu is present. Then sadhya can be inferred. Next, Nyayoktha Anumana Vedas. This is also important. According to Nyaya, there are three types: Puravat Anumana, Sheshavat Anumana, and Samanita Drushta Anumana. Puravat, Sheshavat, and Samanita Drushta. Puravat Anumana means inference of Karya from Karana. Karya from the Karana. So that's what we'll call it as Purvavat Anumana. Like by seeing the clouds, you will get the rain. Like you can infer about the rain. Next, Sheshavat. Inference of Karana from Karya. Same. Maithunat Garbhadarshana. Samaneta Drushta Hanumana. So here, by the Pratyaksha of Duma, inferring Agni in Parvata. That is what Samaneta Drushta. And Tarka Sangraha classified Anumana into two types. One is Sarthanumana and other one is Pararthanumana. This is important. Sarthanumana, when you have a self-doubt and what are the measures to clarify it. Pararthanumana, when others have a doubt, then what are the measures to clarify them? So that's what we'll call it as Pararthanumana. And for Swarthanumana, when you have a proper cause or when you know about Sadhya Vyapti, you can able to prove it. And Pararthanumana, you want Panchavayava Vakyas. In detail, you need to clear the doubts, no? So for that purpose. So Pratijna, Hetu, Udaharana, Upanaya, and Nigamana. These are all considered as Panchavayava. So Panchavayava individually may come for small answered questions. And this is explained under Vadamarga, So what is Pratijna? Here I'll just say the English meaning. You can read all the shlokas by yourself. Very easy concept. Pratijna nama sadhya vachanam. So what is the title of your thesis? That's what, or the things to be proved. So what exactly you need to prove? The heading or the title of it. That's what we'll call it as Pratijna. And now Hetu. Here Hetu refers to what exactly the objective. Pratijna you can consider as aim. And Hetu is considered as objective. What are the steps to achieve those aim? So next one, Udaharana is example. You need to give few examples, no? So that's what. Or Dushtanta. Or by seeing some common examples, you can able to explain the concepts which is said here very clearly. So in the similar manner. Next, Upanaya. Here Upanaya refers to, you can consider as discussion, or you can consider as why other things are not included. Next, Nigamana. Restating the Pratijna is Nigamana. Nigamana means you are concluding it and then you are moving. So here Upanaya can be taken as observation and discussion, and Nigamana can be taken as conclusion. So these are all few points. If you have read the shloka, well and good. If not, at least remember Sanskrit terms and very important concept you can expect in SAQ. And Vyapti, types of Vyapti. So this is important. So what exactly the Vyapti is? Yaha Vyapyathe sa Vyapyaha, that which is pervaded. Vyapti means that which is all pervading. That's what we'll call it as Vyapti. Where there is Duma, the Agni will be there. So this is the best thing, example for Vyapti. And the Agni pervades where the perseverance Duma is present. And inch the Dhuma is Vyapti here. And Vyapti is of two types. One is Anvaya and another one is Vyatireki. What is Anvaya Vyapti? So when Vyapti is proved by invariable concomitants of Hetu, when Vyapti is proved by Hetu and Sadhya, so that's what we'll call it as Anvaya Vyapti. So example, yo dhumavan sa so avaniman. Wherever the dhuma is there, Agni will be present. This is Anvaya Vyapti. Next, Vyatireka Vyapti. Yo vanhi abhavavan sa dhumam abhavavan. Where there is no Agni, there is no dhuma. So that's what we'll call it as Vyatireka. Vyatireka means opposite. Anvaya means no, the same Anvaya you need to do. Means in depth you are understanding the same concept. Next. What are the characteristics of Vyapti? Presence of Sadhya in the presence of Sadhana, absence of Sadhana in the absence of Sadhya. These are all the criteria or the characteristics of Vyapti. So you need to understand this. And Lakshana and types of Hetu. Etur Nama Upalabdhi Karanam. What is Hetu means? Hetu is a Sadhana or Karana or the tools. What are the types of Hetu? Majorly it is classified into two. One is Sadhetu and another one is Asadhetu. Sad means like that which is of existing. We'll call it a Sadhetu, or the Hetu which is very successful in proving the point. So that's what we'll call it as Sadhetu. And Asadhetu means that which is of like nowhere it is proving the original points. That's what we'll call it as Asadhetu or Etvabhasa. Next, Pakshe Sattvam. In this they have said the criteria. So Pakshe Sattvam means Etu should be existing in the Paksha. After seeing Dhuma in Parvata, we can infer Agni in Parvata. Here Parvata is Paksha, where there should be the Hetu to prove Sadhya successfully. And Sapakshe Sattvam, the Hetu which exists in Sapaksha as well. That is what we'll call it as Sadhetu. And Vipakshe Vyavrutatvam, absence of Hetu in Vipaksha. So that's what we'll call it as Vipakshe Vyavrutatvam. Example, in a lake, though you will feel like some smoke is coming out, but there is an absence of Agni. So that's what we'll call it as Vipaksha. Sapaksha means in mountain, if you are seeing Duma, then Agni will be there. But in lake, when you are seeing Duma, that is not because of Agni, no. So that's what we'll call it as Vipakshe Vyavritatvam. Next, Asad Pratipaksham. So what is Asad? Absence of contradictory Hetu to disprove the Sadhya is called as Asad Pratipaksham. Means, Asad here means it is not existing, but still, you are not supposed to make efforts to prove that. So that's what we'll call it as Asad Pratipaksham. Next, Abhaditatvam. Abhaditatvam means absence of contradiction from other pramanas. So there is no Abhadana. So that's what we'll call it as Abhaditatva. Next, Asadhetu. Asadhetu means here the Hetu is not so strong or Hetu is not real to prove the original Sadhya. So that's what we'll call it as Asadhetu. Sadhetu means that which can able to prove Sadhya. Asadhetu means that which cannot able to prove the Sadhya. And or which is contradictory. So contradictory to Sadhya. So that's what we'll call it as Asadhetu. So they are Kevala, once again Hetu Vedas they have said Kevala Anvayi, Kevala Vyatireki and Anvaya Vyatireki. So Kevala Anvayi means wherever the Hetu exists, there is Sadhya also exists. This is considered as the positive one. Parvata Vanhi, same thing is possible in Mahanasa, kitchen. Kevala Vyatireki. So here Vyatireka is that. What is Vyatireka? Maharudha. So where there is no possibility of presence of Hetu and Sadhya means Parvatha Vanhi, but not in it is not possible in the lake. And next Anvaya Vyatireki, where Vyapti between Agni and Dhuma can be proved by Anvaya Vyatireki. Where there is Dhuma, there is Agni, but where there is no Agni, there is no Dhuma. Means both the things, positive and the negative, you are understanding here. Means both positive aspect also and negative aspect also. Means when Agni is existing, you will say that Dhuma is also existing, or Dhuma is existing, Agni is also existing. When Dhuma is not existing, Agni is not existing. So that's what we'll call it as Anvaya Vyatireki. Next, Ahetu or Etvabhasa, very important topic for SAQ. Ahetu asadaka eturityartaha. The Ethu which fails to prove sadhya is called as ahetu. What is etvabhasa? Etu abhasa. That looks like hetu, but originally it is not a hetu. So that's what we'll call it as hetvabhasa. So according to Charaka, three types of ahetu. So one is prakarana sama, next samshaya sama, and varanya sama. So what is prakarana sama? The sadhetu proves sadhya in paksha, hence etu and paksha should be different. If the paksha itself is considered as hetu to prove sadhya, then hetu given becomes prakarana sama hetu. Means Sharira dhanyatva of Atma, and Atma is Nitya, but Sharira is Anitya. So this is the best example for this one. And next, Samshaya Sama. So where we'll call it as the Hetu is Samshaya Hetu, Ayurveda Ekadesha Jnana. Here Sadhya is Chikitsaka. So Hetu is Samshaya Cheda Hetu. Ayurveda Ekadesha Jnana. Here Ayurveda Ekadesha Jnana is the Hetu considered to prove him as Chikitsaka. So when you want to prove something, but samshaya sama I hetu. So here hetu given to raise the samshaya itself is considered as hetu to clarify the samshaya. Means whatever the hetu we had given, no, that is giving much more samshaya. And varnya sama hetu. So varna sama hetu, varna sama nama ahetuhu. So here hetu is given to prove the sadhya, does not prove the dushtanta. So means whatever the example you have raised, it can able to prove, but still the example cannot be able to define the exact sadhyatva. And Tarka Sangraha says the 5 different varieties of Hetva Bhasa. And one thing I need to suggest here, suppose if they had given in exam a Hetu and Hetva Bhasa, first you need to write this. These 3 types according to Charaka, and next you go for Tarka Sangraha, that is Hetva Bhasa. Tarka Sangraha named it as Hetva Bhasa and Charaka named it as Hetu. So what are Hetva Bhasas? First one, Savya Vichara Hetva Bhasa, Viruddha Hetva Bhasa, Satpratipaksha Hetva Bhasa, Asiddha Hetva Bhasa, and Badita Hetva Bhasa. So Savya Vichara Hetva Bhasa means here it is also called as Anekantika. This is Paryaya, means the one hetu, what exactly we will call it as hetu, this present many where, means it present in almost all the places. Now you can't consider this as hetu. Yes, no. So that's what we'll call it as Savya Vichara Hetva Bhasa, means what exactly the hetu you want to say. So that hetu presents everywhere. And now you can't able to identify which one is the particular hetu. So that's what we'll call it as Savya Vichara Hetva Bhasa. So here we have a types Sadharana Savya Vichara, Asadharana Savya Vichara, and Anupasamhari Savya Vichara Hetva Bhasa. So example, we'll go directly for example. Etu is Prameyatva, Sadhya is Agni, and Paksha is Parvatha. Here, Prameyatva Hetu proves the substances than Agni also. The Prameyatva is present even in the place of absence of Agni also. So that's what they meant to say. Sadharana Savya Vichara Hetva Bhasa. Next, Asadharana. Hetu exists in Paksha, but absent in both Sapaksha and Vipaksha. Shabda is Nitya, but the Shabdatva cannot be the same. So that's what they meant to say. Here, Shabdatva is the Hetu. Sadhya is Shabda is Nitya, but Paksha is Shabda itself. And next, Anupasamhari Savya Vichara Hetva Bhasa, Sarvam Hani Adityam Prameyatvam. So here there is nothing left to give the Dushtanta. So that's what we'll call it as Anupasamhari. Next, Viruddha Hetva Bhasa. Viruddha is opposite. So that which is opposite Hetu in order to prove the Sadhya. So that's what we'll call it as Viruddha Hetva Bhasa. And Sat Pratipaksha Hetva Bhasa. There is no another hetu to disprove. Pratipaksha is only not there. So such a thing we'll call it as Sat Pratipaksha. Next, Asiddha Hetva Bhasa. When the hetu is given to prove sadhya itself is not proved or it is unable to prove, then it is called as Asiddha, or that which is not significant one. Ashraya Siddha Hetva Bhasa. One is about Ashraya and another one is Swarupa, how it looks. Ashraya is where it stays. So Gagana Aravinda is the best example for Ashraya. Gagana Aravinda. Aravinda cannot stay. Aravinda here refers to lotus. So this lotus cannot stay in Gagana, no. So Gagana Kusuma is not possible. So that's what they meant to say Ashraya Siddha, where Ashraya is only wrong. Next, Swarupa Siddha Hetva Vasa, where Swarupa itself is wrong. So Chakshu Shatva. So Shabda is here Guna and Shabdo Gunaha Chakshu by eyes we can't. So that's what we'll call it as Swarupa itself is ulta. And Vyapyatva Siddha. Sopadikaha Etuhu Vyapyatva Siddha. Parvato ayam Dhumavan Vanhimatvat. So here Vanhimatva, Dhuma and Parvata and Ardhra Indana. So all these things they had given example for Vyapyatva Siddha. Here Vyapyatva is a Etvavasa. How means the Hetu should be Vyapya and Sadhya should be Vyapaka. That is not present here. And Badita Hetvabhasa, Vanhi Anushna Dravyatvat. So where it is entirely of an Bhaditha one. So when the Sadhya Abhava is proved by another Pramana, then the Hetu which proves the Sadhya becomes Bhadita. So it doesn't stand on quite strong Hetu. So that's what we'll call it as Bhadita Hetvabhasa. And next concept is about Tarka. So Tarko Yukti Apekshayaha you have read. So this is another name for Anumana. Some will use it as Paryaya and some will say like this is entirely different one. Next, Tarka is one of the three types of Aprama. So Prama already Yatartha and Aprama refers to Ayathartha. So for Ayathartha Jnana, this Tarka is the best one. And Tarka is one among the 16 Padarthas according to Nyaya Darshana. Once again, importance for MCQ. And Tarkyanti Pramiti Vishayi Kriyante iti Tarkaha. This is important for exam. It is helpful in attaining the knowledge of Prameya through it is not authentic, or though it is not authentic means by arguing you are finally concluding your point, but you don't know whether it is right or wrong. The process of imagination of knowledge of unknown tattvas. So that's what we'll call it as Tarka. Tarka is logical reasoning. Next, Tarka is the aropa or deduction of Vyapaka by hypothetical imagination. And Pramananugraha Tarka. Tarka is helpful in attaining Prama. Though it does not give the Prama, it helps the other Pramana to attain Yatartha Jnana. Means it is a discussion, or Tarka is some sort of debate. By that the other may get a valid knowledge. But it is not that ultimately you are going to get an invalid knowledge. No. Though the process is wrong, but still ultimately you are going to get a good thing. Anumanam Kalu Tarko Yukti Apekshayaha. So Charaka includes Anumana, like Tarka and then Yukti is one of the synonym for Anumana, like substitution. And remaining like related to Tarka and what is Tarka Shastra, what is Vada Shastra. So all other things you can write here, and how to do Tarka, and what is like Nyaya Darshana, 11 types of Tarka it tells. So what are those 11 types, all those things you can. And the next one, significance of Anumana Pramana. Here you need to remember one particular point, that is Anumana Gamya Bhava. So this is what the thing means. By Anumana, what sorts of the things you can able to gain. Means by inferential knowledge, how it is helping, especially in clinics or for research or even for teaching. So that's what the important factor which you need to read under the heading of application or significance of Anumana Pramana. So these are all those. So like Bayam Vishadhena, Prithim Toshena. So all these things are Anumana Gamya Bhavas. So through Anumana, like how exactly we are going to get. So there are many. So all these things you need to read. So and applications of Anumana Pramana will be over here. And we have a next concept, that is Yukti Pramana. So Yukti you have read in Charaka Samhita 2nd chapter and 3rd chapter. Matra Kala Shriya Yuktihi Siddhir Yukti Pratishtitaha, that one. And also Yukti Pramana you have read under this one Aparadhi Gunas in paper 1. So the same thing. So here Yukti is a Pramana, like how. And you know already Yukti Pramana is substituted under Anumana Pramana, that also you need to write. And Yukti is a Pramana which is accepted by Acharya Charaka. He uses Chaturveda Pramana to understand. You know this shloka, you need to bahad this. Chaturveda Aptapadesha Pratyaksha Anumanam Yuktischeti. So what is Yukti? Yuktistu Yojanam Yati Ujjate, the planning. So that's what we'll call it as Yukti. Buddhihi Pashyati Abhavan Bahukarana Yogachan Yuktis Trikala Sajnaya Trivarga Sadhyate Yaya. the intellect or the person which perceives the factors resulted by combinations of multiple causative factors. Here yukti refers to like buddhi pashyati, through your buddhi, bahukarana, by seeing into bahukarana, yoga jan, you will finally come into an some sort of conclusion or the planning or the, like how exactly you need to. Then yukti strikala sajnaya trivarga sadhyate ya. So dharma artha kama, that is what we'll call it as trivarga, and all these trikhalas there will be existence or the knowledge of this past, present and future. When you can able to understand, that's what we'll call it as yukti. The yukti is the buddhi to perceive the jnana. So yukti is basically your intelligence or how exactly you will plan to gain a knowledge. Next, they had given few examples. Please read this, very important. And what is the importance of yukti pramana? Once again, significant level of questions. When they want the questions to be very tricky, they'll choose this SAQ. So for that purpose, yukti stuyojanam, all these things you need to remember. And as I said, Charaka Sutra, second chapter, Matrakala Yukti, this is a significant. How the yukti is utilized in order to give any sorts of medications for patients. And next one, Upamana Pramana. So Upamana, Upamiyate anena iti upamanam, through which the knowledge of similar substances is obtained, or the similes where you used, or you will use one well-known object to understand something which is not aware. So that's what we'll call it as upamana pramana. Upamiti karanam upamanam, the karana or the tools or instruments to attain upamithe is called as upamana. This is important. Samnya samni sambandha, that is what we'll call it as upamana. Like go sadrusha gavaya means you have seen the cow and the prani which is similar to cow, you can able to understand. So that's what we'll call it as upamana. The person who is not at all having the knowledge of go, then you can't able to say go sadrusha gavaya. No, so that's what they have said here. And prasiddha sadharmya asadhya sadhanam upamanam. What is prasiddha? That example you will take, and according to that you can able to identify which one you are talking about. Here go is prasiddha vastu, everyone have seen, and gavaya is similar to that of an go. That means when you see the gavayas, you will get to know, yes, this was quite similar. Or else when you don't know or you have not seen the gavaya, by seeing the go you will get to know some animal which is quite similar with go. So, and there are few other factors. Upamana pramana, when they ask, you need to enlist what exactly upamana they had given. No, pundarikena sadrishyam syat hrudayam. So Hrudaya is just like a pundarika, inverted lotus. So all the examples you need to enlist, which you have read in Kriya Sharira, and few in Padartha, and few in anatomy, and all those factors. Like even in modern there is a liver is wedged shape. So all those things comes under upamana pramana itself. Just try to the work with your brain and create your own answers, and with the significant level of upamana by taking an examples from samhitas and even according to modern science. And there are few other things. See, Hridaya is pundarikena, and loka purusha samyavada, whatever is present in your human body, the same thing is present in external environment also. You have read about vatakala kalya adhyaya, there they have said sharira vayu and then lokagata vayu. So that lakshana also you can write here. Then Shuddha Artha Varna they have compared with Indragopa, and Padma Laktakam Sannibam and Gunja Falasavarnam. So all those things. And Shuddha Shukra they have said like Spatikhabam Dravam Snigdham. So all those things. So all these things you can write for Upamana Pramana. Before going to Karyakarana Siddhanta, so we need to understand about the other pramanas. So which is either accepted or not accepted, and why it is not accepted, and what is the importance and everything. So one is Arthapati or Arthaprapti. So this is what we'll call it as implication, which is not accepted in Ayurveda, but Charaka Samhita it is included under Vadamargas. So here Artha, Apti and Arthaprapti words are important. Artha is meaning, Prapti refers to that which is coming in, and Artha Prapti means attaining the meaning with implications. So here implication is obtained of untold meaning which is not said there, but something which is understood through implications. A man is not eating anything. This refers to but still his weight is in the same. So this implies that he is taking meal but at the night time. Yes, no. So that's what we'll call it as Arthapatti. Means the person is not eating anything means in the morning. Then you need to understand that he is taking at the night time. No. So that's what we'll call it as Arthapti or Arthapatti. And there are few other informations which is enlisted in the book. Please go through with that. And next is Anupalabdhi Pramana or Abhava Pramana, that which is not existing. So this is considered by the Kumarila Bhatta of Mimamsa Darshana and Vedanta Darshana, but nowhere we have a descriptions in Ayurveda. And what exactly Anupalabdhi? So there is no ink bottle here. So that refers to the non-existence of the ink bottle. Suppose there is a pencil here, and if I say there is no pencil here, so that's what we'll say about non-existence or negations. So negations usually Ayurveda doesn't accept, and we have an abhava for that. So here Anupalabdhi Pramana, by whom and why they have. So all these things you need to understand for MCQ purpose. Next, Aitihya Pramana. So here the Puranas accepted Aitihya Pramanas. Aitihya Nama Aptopadesha Vedhadi. Means what exactly the Aptas have told, the same thing have been renamed here as Aitihya. Next, regarding Itihasa, Sambhava, then Cheshta Pramana and Parishesha Pramanas, just have a read. Like single read is enough, and these are all like we are not supposed to neglect the Pramanas, no. So for that purpose, just read out. So there might be some sort of questions related to this in MCQ. Next concept, Karya Karana Siddhanta. So here the important factor Karya and then the Karana. The what exactly you need to understand, the basic concept or ideology means there is no Karya without Karana. That means the Karana decides what exactly the Karya should be. There will be like mutual existing of both the things. That's what we'll call it as Karya Karana Siddhanta. Wherever there is Karana, there will be existing of one or other Karya. If Karya is absent, then Karana will also be not there. If Karana is existing, then Karya will be there. So by knowing the Karana, we can able to think Karya. And by knowing the Karya, we can able to rethink what exactly the Karana it is having. And we'll go for the Lakshana. Here Karana refers to cause and Karya refers to effort or the functions or the work. And Karya Karanavada is actually based on Sankhya philosophy. Every Karya is having an Karana, one or many Karanas. And Karana, Karya Niyata Purva Vrittihi Karanam. The definite existing factors prior to Karya is known as Karana. Or before the Karya, what was existing, by what Karya had happened. So that's what we'll call it as Karana. Next one, Karyotpadakatvam Karanam. That which gives utpatti of Karya, that's what we'll call it as Karana. So here, by the help of clay, then you can able to prepare an pot. Yes, no? And now the Karana is clay and Karya is pot. Karya Pragbhava Pratyogihi. So after the Karana, what exactly produced? So that's what we'll call it as Karya. The manifestation of the thing. So that's what we'll call it as Karya. Next. Like we have a classifications of Karana. So Trivida Karanas we can call it as. One is Samavahi Karana, inherent cause. Asamvahi Karana, like non-inherent or formal cause. And Nimittha Karana, that is efficient cause or some added causes. So here Samavahi Karana is also called as Upadana Karana, means you can't separate this Karana. If you separate this Karana, then you will lose the original Dravya. Next, Asamvahi Karana, which is not so inseparable. You can able to separate it, but it doesn't have direct contact with the Karya. Next, Nimittha. Nimitta is some added thing. Suppose if we take Tantu and Pata, thread and then the cloth. Now the thread is, when you join the thread, it will become a cloth. Yes, no? And now the thread is Samvahi Karana. And color of the thread is Asamvahi Karana. And Nimittha Karana is the person who weave all those things, or who weave the thread and make a cloth. That particular person is Nimitta Karana. And that's the same thing is there here. You can read the shlokas. It's very important, and shloka is mandatory for types of Karana. And next, Karya Karana Bhava Mahatva. Why we want to read Karya Karana Vada in Ayurveda? You have read in Samhita Adhyayana already. Ityuktam Karanam Karyam Dhatu Samya. So for that purpose, you want to read about Karya and then Karana. Yes, no? So Dhatu Samya, we have a Karana for Dhatu Samya. And how Dhatu Samya is happening, that's what like the way that the samya is happening. When you understand the karana, you'll get to know like what exactly karya it gives. And there are many other reasons related to karana and all other which is mentioned in this book. You can read by yourself, and please don't forget to read this. Never ever to forget, read this. This is what the weightage or the quality which gives in answer sheet. This is about importance or significance of karana or karya karanavada. And we'll move on to the first theory, what they have said, that is Sat Karya Vada. For every Vada, first and foremost is who had coined this Vada. And next, what exactly the intention or the aim of this Vada, and how this Vada is utilized for practicality or in Ayurveda, and whether Ayurveda accepted or not accepted. On all these points are important. So first one, Sat Karya Vada, word to word meaning, Sat refers to that which exists, or Bhava Padartha, or same thing. Sat means that which is existing. Karya refers to the effect or the functions, and Vada is a theory. So Sat Karana equals to Sat Karya, means Sat Karya Vada means something which is existing, means. So here they meant to say the theory of causation. So the Karya is present in the Karana before its manifestation, means we have a Karana now and the Karya. And now the thing is that this Karya was priorly existing in Karana with Sukshma Swarupa. Best thing is, take an example of plant seed. And now there is an, that if when you sow this seed, then obviously you will get a plant. And now the plant was presenting in the seed with Sukshma Swarupa. So that's what we'll call it as Satkarya Vada, which is postulated by Sankhya Darshana. This is important. And according to these people, what they meant to say means the Karya is Avyakta. It was in Sukshma Swarupa and in Karana. Means the Karya was pre-existing in the Karana, and that's why it can able to bring back into Karya. So likewise I have explained, no? So here the plant was Avyakta in seed. So when you sow at that time, you have got the Karya, and Karana was existing. Like what is the Karana for plant? Seeds. Yes, no? So the same thing they are saying here. Example, the ghee is Karya, which is present in the milk. When you want ghee, then you need to go and get a milk. And this milk, when you process it, finally you will get a ghee. That means ghee was existing in an Avyakta Swarupa in a milk. And that's why you can able to produce the ghee. Though you process a water in several manner, you will not get ghee. Yes, no, that's what the Satkarya Vada is. And to prove this, we have another further points. That's what 5 points we'll call it as. Asad akaranat, upadana grahanat, sarva sambhava abhavat, shaktasya shakya karanat, and karana bhavat. So first one, asad akaranat. From the non-existence, the production is not possible. When you want ghee, then without milk, you can't be able to get ghee. So that's what we'll call it as asad akaranat. Like when it cannot able to produce, when it is not existing, how can you expect a ghee? So that's what asad akaranat. Next, upadana grahanat. So there we have read upadana karana. So the same, the material cause or samavaya karana grahanat. Only such thing can able to give you the particular thing. Means here you had taken a water and expecting ghee should happen. That is not possible. And upadana grahanat means you have taken the milk by considering it as samavaya karana, and you can expect a ghee now. And next one, sarva sambhava abhavat. So sarva, everything, not produced from everything. So you can say that Panchamabhuta is existing in water also, and same Panchamabhuta is there in milk, ghee also, and now from the water I will extract the ghee. No, it's not possible. And next, here they are given some more examples. Sarva sambhava abhavat. From water, the milk cannot be produced, ghee cannot be produced, and all other things. Next, shaktasya shakya karanat. Only the person who is having a shakti can able to produce that particular requirement of the karya. Yes, no, the milk is having a capability to produce a ghee, but water is not. So that's what we'll call it a shakti. Where the shakti is present, only such things you need to choose. Next, karana bhavat. There is existence of cause in effect. So existence of cause. Cause refers to there is an existence of karya in a sukshma swarupa within karana. Like yava seed produces yava only. Like shukadhanya produces shukadhanya only. If you sow something and you can't expect something, by soaking yava, you can't expect mango. So that's what they are saying, karana bhavat. And this is what Satkaryavada is. And next one, opposite to Satkaryavada, that's what we'll call it as Asatkaryavada. This is postulated by Vaisheshika and Nyaya. So, and what they say means Asat, not present, means we are talking about Karya and Karana. There they said within a Karana, Karya is existing. Here they'll say within Karana, Karya is not existing, neither in Sukshma Swarupa. So that's what we'll call it as Asad Karyavada, which is also called as Arambhavada. Arambhavada means theory of, it's a new one. Means when Karana was there and now the same thing has been turned into Karya, but still there is an end of Karana, new beginning of Karya. Suppose you consider the Karana is seed and Karya is plant. And now you sow a seed, there is an end of seed, end of Karana. And there is something new. That's what we'll call it as plant. So this is what beginning, Arambhavada, Arambha of something new. So that's why it is named as Arambhavada. And there are many examples you can go through. So to strengthen this argument, we also have like Satkaryavada, they had given 5 collective points to justify. So in the similar manner, we have for Asatkaryavada, that is Buddhi Veda, Samnya Veda, Karya Veda, Akara Veda, and Sankhya Veda. Go through with all these things. It is quite interesting and it is important also. So new thing is produced, that's what we'll call it as Arambha. Arambha means beginning of something new. Now Karya Karana Avastha, so here they'll say Karya and Karana are two different entities. So there is no link between this Karya and Karana. So that's what the Vada of Asatkarya Vada or Arambha Vada. So in Ayurveda, how they will accept and what is the importance and whether they said yes or no for this Vada, that everything is there in a book. Kindly go through, as it is a revision. I'm not going in detail, I'm just highlighting it. And next, Parinama Vada. So here, theory of transformation. So what is Parinama? Parinama already we have read under the concept of Guna. Yes, no? So Samskara, Gunantaradana Muchate. So transformation, complete transformations and all other things. So that's what we'll call it as Parinama. So here, so this is postulated by Sankhya. So where Parinama refers to transformation and due to modifications of the gunas, where there will be change in the guna. Samskara, Gunantaradana Muchate, no? So same thing. Sadrisha Parinama, Visadrisha Parinama. Here Sadrisha refers to like some sort of the changes where you can able to see. Like the milk constituents keep changing every moment, but due to similarity, it seems to be same. There's no, so there is some sort of changes in the milk. You can't able to see. It still looks like a milk. And next, Visadrusha, when the form is changed, the milk is changing into curd. Yes, you can able to. The Sara and Drava guna of milk is totally absent in Dadi. So that's what they have said. Here, Karana, cause, converted into Karya. So in Parinamavada, what they will say means, you have a Karya, you have a Karana here. What will happen means transformation where Karana totally converted into Karya. So that's what the Parinamavada. You know about Kshiradadi Nyaya? So that comes under Parinamavada. And in Ayurveda, like Rasadraktam, Tato Mamsam, Mamsan Medha Prajayate. So this shloka is important for Parinamavada. And next, Paramanuvada. Saying about a transformation, but at atomic level. So that's what we'll call it as Paramanuvada. Here, this is postulated by Vaisheshika. You know, we have said in Srushti Utpatti like Dvayanuka, Trayanuka and all other things. So that comes here. So Paramanutva, Parimanavan, Paramanu. Here Parama means most distance or last one or minute one. And Paramanu is supreme minute creation or very minute or Sukshmatva. And Anu means that which measures the minuteness. So Paramahanu, smallly small means very small, too small or too Sukshmatva. And in that also there is some sort of changes going on. So that's what we'll call it as Paramanuvada. So this is important for exam. Anything may come for exams once again for MCQs. So what is Dvayanuka? What is Trayanuka? So there are possibility of asking all these things. And what is the size of atom? So this one, this is important. 1/30th part. and Paramanuvada, whether they accepted in Charaka Samhita or not, and all those things, and Vivarthavada. And in Paramanuvada only Paramanu and Parinamavada we can include Pilupakavada and Pitarapakavada. So you know that physical changes and chemical changes, minutest changes you can put for Paramanuvada. If it is of gross level, you can go for complete transformation is there, then you can go for Parinamavada. Next, Vivarthavada. Here, Vivartha refers to illusion or delusion, that which is unreal or false. So that's what Vivartha refers to. Vivartha means something which is delusion or illusion or imaginary. So that's what Vivartha. And such a Vada is called as Vivartha Vada. It is postulated by Advaita, Vedanta Darshanas, and that too specifically Shankaracharya, who was the profounder or propagator of this. And this is also called as illusionary existence or illusionary theory. So like Brahmam Satyam Jagan Mityam, you know that, no? So the same thing here they are saying. Viruddha Vartanam Vyavaharaha iti Vivartaha. So what exactly they meant to say means a rope due to darkness appears like a snake. But actually snake is not existing there. But still by seeing a rope, you will think that the snake is there. So that's what we'll call it as Vivartha. And also they'll say like Ishvara is Maya Sambandha, Jiva is Avidya Sambandha, and Brahma is the only creator and existing in this universe, and all these things comes here. And see, I have told, no, Brahmam Satyam Jagan Mithyam. So that's what we'll call it as Vivartavada. Application of Vivartavada in Ayurveda is quite important, because Atatvabhinivesha is a disease where the person is having an psychological conditions where person sees like something is illusionary. So such things, and even Unmada. So all these things. So, and whenever there is too much involvement of Rajas and Tamas at that time, so this diseases will get. So that's what we'll call it as Vivartha. Vivartha refers to illusionary. By whom? By Vedanta Darshana. Next, Kshanabangura Vadha. Kshanabangura. Bangura refers to destruction. Kshana refers to moment. Every moment, the destruction. That's what the theory is. Theory of momentary existence. Today it was there, tomorrow it is not there. So that's what we'll call it as Kshana Bangura. That Kshana is lost means you can't go back. When the entire Kshira is converted into curd, now can you able to reverse the time and go back to curd to milk? It's not possible. That's what we'll call it as Kshana Bangura. So here they'll say like Utpatti, Stithi and then Laya. So these are all Kshanas. And postulated by Bauddha Darshana. This is important for MCQ again. And Jivitham Budbudham Prayam, they'll say, like the life is momentary, they'll say, means everything is Kshanika. Today it is there, tomorrow it may not be. So life is just like a wave in the sea. So it destroyed soon, and soon, like when you have a happiness, that also have a destroy, like destruction. When you have misery, then that is also have destruction. That's what we'll call it as Kshana Bangura. And whether Ayurveda says yes or no for this, just read it, and it is very important for your exams also. Next, Swabhavo Paramavadha. Swabhavo Parama means Swabhava Uparama. Here Swabhava refers to natural and Uparama means destruction. So theory of natural destruction. So that's what we'll call it as Swabhavo Paramavada, which is postulated by Charaka Samhita. And Swabhavataha Vinasha is happening. That's what we'll call it as Swabhava. And what is the importance of this means we have Swabhavika Vyadis. Means by default you will be getting that. Suppose graying of hairs, getting old. So these are all Swabhava. Yes, no, you cannot stop that. And Uparama means the naturally it is coming and naturally it will get destroyed. So that's what we'll call it as Swabhava Uparama. And there are few examples also they had given. Just give a single read. And that is like fine. And a few example like see Sushruta Samhita, Danta Patana, or falling of teeth. So they have said that. And it is quite similar with Kshanabhanguravada. Everything have their own destruction. Suppose, like I'll give you one example. They say like every disease have end based on Swabhava Paramavada. Means then why to treat? We are treating suffering. To minimize the suffering of the patient, we are just treating a disease. So even though if you doesn't treat also, the disease will get cured by itself. But still, why you want treatment? To limit the suffering. So for that purpose, they have said Swabhava Paramavada. This is not my words. This is the words of Swabhava Paramavada. So you can read that. Next one, Anehekantavadha. theory of variables or uncertainty. That's what we'll call it as Anekanta. This theory is supported by Jainism or Jains and or Jaina Darshana. So reality says that the reality exists simultaneously in different forms. Anekanta, you know the theory of multiverse. So this theory of multiverse is said in Jaina Darshana as Anekantavada. This is not the only one world we have. We have many. So that's what the multiverse. And same, Aneke antaha dharmaha, yes means so anekantaha. Na ekanta iti anekanta, which is not one, which is many. So that's what we'll call it as anekanta. Quantum entanglement theory, so that everything comes under anekantavada itself. So, and how Charaka is also having a supportive role of this or not. So all those things you can read here. And Pilupaka and Pitarapaka. So Pilupakavada is very, very important. Is postulated by Vaisheshika, and Pitarapaka is postulated by Nyaya Darshana. And both the theories are related to Paka Siddhanta or Pakaja theories. And any change in guna like Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Sparsha, so that's what we'll call it as Paka. Or when it combines with Tejas, then some sort of action starts. So that's what we'll call it as theory of transformation. You can take it like this Pilupaka and Pitarapaka under Parimana or Paramanuvada. It is left to your understanding. And Pako Nama Vijatiya Tejaha Samyoga. When it comes in contact with Agni, then there is some sort of changes. So the best example is ripening of the fruit. So it is coming with one or the other Agni, or boiling of like rice, Anna, to prepare Anna. So when Agni comes in contact with Jala and all other things, then obviously it gets cooked. So that's what we'll call it as Parimana or transformations which is happening. And they had given Pilupaka is Paramanu based on atom, and Pitarapaka is based on molecules. This is for your understanding. Next, mango when just formed, it undergoes paka and it ripes. Yes, no? So this pakaha pachanam dravyanam swarupaha rasayo paravrittihi. So here paka parinathau, conversion, and paka paravritti, that is mutation or degeneration or decaying or upgradation, that everything comes under this. And regarding Pilupaka, so like Vaisheshika Darshana, and there are some examples they had given, like you have a mud pot, and when it comes in contact with an Agni, then there will be like it is becoming too tough to break. Yes, no? So originally when you prepare a mud pot, it will be very soft or smooth. Then how it gets changes, all those things they had given here. Just read this enough. And any vadas you may expect for SAQ for 5 marks questions. And Pitarapaka is also same. So, and what is Pitara? Pitara refers to like the pinda. So Pitara means the something which is like the formations like a ball. And what exactly the influence of all these things like ahara rasa krama or ahara rasa parivartana, how it happens, or where exactly the pilu like action or the transformation you can take, all those things I have given you. So just give a single read enough, but understand the concept. What is Pitara? What is the word meaning of it, and who postulated it? It is by Nyaya Darshanas. Next, Swabhavavadha. So according to Acharya Sushruta, there are 6 karanas for Srishti Utpatti. And these 6 karanas of Srishti Utpatti itself, like we have few sorts of changes, and that's what we'll call it as Swabhavavadha. Swabhavikam Swabhava iti. Everything in this universe is produced as a result of Swabhava, naturally. It is not like someone had created. Everything is available abundantly and it is natural. And this natural Swabhavika is Prakriti. And what exactly it is, what is the significance, and what is the role of it. So that everything comes under Swabhavavada. Not to get confused with what is Swabhavavada and Swabhavo Paramavada, and not to get confused with Parinamavada and Paramanavada, and not to get confused with Pilupakavada and Pitarapakavada. All these things, any vadas from Karya Karana, including significance of Karya and Karana in Ayurveda, types of Karana and all other things may come for 5 marks, and even for long essay we can expect this. And that's all with paper 2. Hope it is helpful, and all the best for your exams. And study well, nothing to panic. If you know the application, yes, I agree, the content of paper 2 is very less, but what exactly it is asked, be specific in writing and give lots of examples. That's how you need to write the answers. So give one classical example which is there in textbook, and give the examples of your own. That's how the pattern of or the present of paper 2. So hope we have done the justice for Padartha Vijnana paper 2, and all the best for your examinations. Thank you.